When we talk about the greatest dynasties in America, the Rockefeller family inevitably comes to mind. This name symbolizes not only immense wealth and influence over the economy, culture, and history of the United States, but also refined taste, reflected in their unique jewelry collection. The collection of Peggy and David Rockefeller is more than just luxury items. These jewels are part of their personal legacy, with each piece carrying special memories and stories passed down through generations. Today, we'll dive into this remarkable collection and discover more about the most famous jewels owned by this extraordinary couple. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. The love story of Peggy and David Rockefeller, a timeless bond. The love story of David and Peggy Rockefeller is a testament to an extraordinary partnership built on mutual respect, support, and shared interests. Peggy, whose full name was Margaret McGrath, was born into a family of a financial lawyer who was a partner at a major law firm on Wall Street. It was her father who introduced her to David Rockefeller, and from the very beginning, their relationship blossomed quickly. David was instantly captivated by Peggy's intelligence and kindness, and they soon grew close. Their romance flourished during lively evenings in New York City, as well as during long walks and conversations at the Rockefeller family's country estate, Kaikut. They spent time together riding horses, listening to music, and simply enjoying each other's company. In September 1940, after a short yet vibrant courtship, David and Peggy married. At the time, World War II was in full swing, so the couple opted for a modest ceremony instead of a lavish celebration. Shortly after the wedding, they began their life together, but 2 years later, David left for the front lines. He served in military intelligence and fought in France and North Africa, which was a challenging time for Peggy. What sustained her was her belief in David's return and the love they shared, which only grew stronger despite the distance. After the war, David returned to civilian life, and their family happiness only deepened. They spent 56 years together, raising 6 children and supporting each other in every endeavor. Their marriage was filled with respect, trust, and a deep connection. They rarely argued and always found time for shared passions. Neither of them was ever linked to infidelity. David loved his wife deeply. Their son, David Rockefeller Jr., fondly recalled how his parents shared a passion for travel and art. Collecting became a joint hobby, and every piece in their collection was chosen with love and a keen eye for detail. David enjoyed gifting his wife jewelry, but for both of them, it was essential that each piece had personal significance. Their philosophy was to surround themselves with things that brought joy and harmony. David and Peggy's life was not only filled with art and collecting, but also with philanthropy. They donated significant sums to support education, the arts, and social initiatives, continuing the Rockefeller family tradition. Even after Peggy's passing in 1996, David remained devoted to her memory and continued to live by the principles they had developed together. For 21 years after his wife's death, Rockefeller lived alone, despite having many potential suitors. He remained faithful to his beloved Margaret, whose loss he took very hard. Over the years of their life together, Peggy and David Rockefeller amassed an impressive collection of art and antiques, paintings, sculptures, furniture, jewelry, ceramics, and much more. These items were not just valuable, they became a part of their everyday life. As Christie's jewelry specialist Daphne Lingen remarked, they lived with these pieces, and it reflected their approach to collecting. In 2018, their extensive collection was auctioned, including personal items from Peggy and David's jewelry collection. Compared to their other treasures, Peggy and David's jewelry was modest and restrained, with a few exceptional pieces. Nonetheless, these jewels displayed the refinement, intelligence, and insight characteristic of the Rockefellers. The sale of the Rockefeller jewels sparked great interest, as many sought to acquire a piece of this legendary family's history. The auction became a significant event, not just because it offered a chance to connect with the Rockefeller legacy, but because all proceeds from the sale were directed towards charitable projects. Following David and Peggy's wishes, the money was distributed among 12 charitable organizations focused on science, art, and environmental conservation. As their granddaughter, Ariana Rockefeller, noted, "Grandfather wanted the money to be invested in the communities where he lived." The auction featured works by renowned jewelers such as Jean Schlumberger for Tiffany and Company, Van Cleef and Arpels, and Raymond Yard, who was the family's personal jeweler. Van Cleef and Arpels. Let's begin by exploring the mesmerizing Van Cleef and Arpels jewelry from the Rockefeller collection. This is especially fitting now, as August is the month of Peridot, and this gemstone holds an important place in their collection. The Peridot set immediately caught my attention, sparking my interest in the rest of David and Peggy's collection. This Peridot set is more than just jewelry. It symbolizes the love between David Rockefeller and his wife Peggy. The Rockefellers were passionate collectors of Van Cleef and Arpels, and several pieces were sold at auction, including this bold, stunning Peridot and diamond set. This magnificent set was created in New York during the mid-1960s. It includes a necklace, earrings, bracelet, and brooch, all made of 18K gold and adorned with large peridots and diamonds. The entire set is an excellent example of Van Cleef and Arpels' signature mid-century design. The necklace features a detachable pendant, which can also be worn as a brooch. The elegant earrings, decorated with peridots and diamonds, exude a sense of lightness and refinement. The central peridot stones are surrounded by circles of diamonds, forming a unique design reminiscent of leaves or flowers. The bracelet continues the theme of natural motifs, harmoniously combining peridots and diamonds in an elegant pattern. A massive ring with a large central peridot framed by diamonds adds a touch of luxury and vibrancy. Peggy loved this set and wore it to significant public events. It is one of the most recognizable pieces in her collection. The demi-parure was initially estimated at $80,000 to $120,000. However, when the hammer fell at the June 2018 auction, the set fetched a much more impressive price, $348,500. And this time, we know who the buyer was: Van Cleef and Arpels. After the auction, the peridots were put on public display, including at an exhibition in Moscow. Another stunning Van Cleef and Arpels piece worth mentioning is a diamond necklace purchased in 1957. It was the most expensive jewelry lot from Peggy's collection, selling for $231,250. The necklace features 2 rows of marquise-cut diamonds, delicately framing the central structure with round diamonds on either side. The necklace is highly flexible and can also be worn as 2 bracelets. When it was auctioned, it sold within minutes. Next is an exquisite necklace by Van Cleef and Arpels, crafted from textured gold and adorned with circular cut diamonds. The necklace consists of oval links and features a detachable drop-shaped pendant in a similar style. The versatility of this piece lies in the fact that it can be separated into 4 bracelets of 7 inches each, or worn as necklaces of varying lengths. These charming sapphire and diamond earrings by Van Cleef and Arpels, created using the mystery set technique, sold for $312,500. The earrings, made in 1960, consist of 2 diamond leaves adorned with circular cut diamonds that seamlessly transition into detachable sapphire drop pendants. Here is a brooch by Van Cleef and Arpels, made from platinum and 18K gold, designed as a cluster of textured gold leaves bordered by circular cut diamonds. The elegant design highlights the craftsmanship and attention to detail that Van Cleef and Arpels is known for. Jean Schlumberger. The Rockefeller family's keen eye for designers who later gained star status is remarkable. David and Peggy Rockefeller were among the first collectors to acquire Jean Schlumberger's designs for Tiffany and Company after he joined the jewelry house in 1956. Notably, Schlumberger became the first designer Tiffany allowed to sign his name on pieces, and many of these works became iconic in the Rockefellers' collection. One such masterpiece was a seashell brooch from around 1957, adorned with sapphires, diamonds, and yellow sapphires, symbolizing the family's love for nature and their home in Maine. In addition to the brooch, their collection featured a bracelet created around 1958, inspired by similar marine themes. The bracelet was adorned with pear-shaped sapphires forming leaves and round-cut sapphire seashells framed by diamonds and yellow diamonds. This bracelet was personally designed by Jean Schlumberger for Mrs. Peggy Rockefeller. Another stunning piece designed by Schlumberger for Mrs. Peggy Rockefeller was a magnificent aquamarine bracelet. Known as the Leaves and Flowers bracelet, it was created around the same years as the sapphire brooch and bracelet, circa 1957 to 1958. The bracelet features 5 emerald-cut aquamarines surrounded by round-cut diamond leaves, with links crafted as delicate flowers and foliage. These elegant earrings by Jean Schlumberger for Tiffany and Company, created in 1983, showcase a harmonious combination of Baroque cultured pearls and diamonds. The earrings are adorned with platinum and gold leaf motifs, adding the refinement and elegance characteristic of Schlumberger's work. Raymond Yard. Many of the jewels from David and Peggy Rockefeller's collection, auctioned in 2018, were crafted by Raymond Yard, a jeweler with a special place in the Rockefeller family's history. John D. Rockefeller Jr. first met Yard when he was working as a salesman at the prestigious New York firm Marcus & Company. Recognizing Yard's talent and potential, Rockefeller encouraged him to start his own business, which he did in 1922. From that point on, Yard became the family's trusted jeweler, known for his conservative style and use of exceptional gemstones. Yard also served as a consultant for the Rockefellers' significant gemstone purchases. One of the most significant examples of Yard's work in Peggy's collection is, of course, her engagement ring. In late 1939, David Rockefeller returned to New York to work on his dissertation, but realized that his feelings for Peggy McGrath were deeper than just friendship. Despite his rapid progress in his career and studies, thoughts of Peggy occupied his mind. In his memoirs, he wrote, "From the first moment I met Peggy, I knew there was something special and compelling about her." By the spring of 1940, David was certain of his feelings and decided to propose. He withdrew all of his savings, $4,000, and approached the family jeweler, Raymond Yard, to create a special engagement ring for Peggy. Yard, one of the most renowned jewelers of his time, designed a magnificent ring in the style typical of the late 1930s. The centerpiece of the ring was a 5.63-carat step-cut diamond. This diamond was so pure that its color was graded as D, the highest level of colorlessness, meaning the stone was entirely clear without even the faintest tint. The diamond's clarity was rated as SI1, which means that it had very small inclusions visible only under a microscope, but they did not affect its brilliance and beauty. The diamond was flanked by slender, tapered baguette diamonds, giving the ring an exquisite symmetry. The platinum setting added both elegance and durability to the piece. Despite his decision, David took some time to muster the courage to propose. Finally, in June 1940, in the cozy sitting room on the 16th floor of his family's Park Avenue home, David Rockefeller asked Peggy McGrath to be his wife. He remembered how nervous he was at that moment and how difficult it was to wait for her answer. Peggy took a 24-hour pause to consider the proposal. For David, those 24 hours felt like an eternity, but soon Peggy said the fateful yes. Later, David wrote in his memoirs, "Asking Peggy to marry me was the best decision I ever made." This ring became a symbol of their long and happy marriage. 25 years after their wedding, in 1965, David decided to surprise Peggy once more. He turned again to Raymond Yard to update the ring's design in honor of their anniversary. The jeweler added epaulette and triangular-cut diamonds to the sides of the central stone, giving the ring a refreshed look while preserving its original elegance. Peggy continued to wear this ring proudly for the next 38 years until her passing in 1996. Peggy's ring was the final lot at the auction, selling for $287,500. This moment held special significance. Sapphires always held a special place in the Rockefeller family, starting with the legendary Rockefeller sapphire that John D. Rockefeller Jr. acquired for his wife, Abby Aldrich Rockefeller. This gemstone became a symbol not only of wealth, but also of the family's refined taste. David Rockefeller inherited this passion for sapphires from his parents, and as their granddaughter, Ariana Rockefeller, recalled, David always took great pleasure in selecting jewelry for Peggy, with a particular focus on sapphires. One such example was a sapphire ring that David purchased for Peggy in 1943 from Raymond Yard. Originally set in platinum and flanked by 2 half-moon diamonds, this sapphire, believed to originate from Kashmir, was distinguished by its rich royal blue color and lack of heat treatment, making it even more valuable. In 1952, David decided to have the ring reset, adding more diamonds to enhance its elegance and brilliance. Another standout piece by Yard is the ruby bracelet from 1952. This Art Deco bracelet, set with untreated Burmese rubies, is rare and particularly valuable. The bracelet's unique style departs from classic Art Deco design, showcasing Peggy Rockefeller's appreciation for refined and distinctive pieces. This emerald and diamond double-clip brooch by Raymond Yard was purchased by David Rockefeller in January 1949. The brooch, made in 2 parts, is a stunning example of Yard's craftsmanship, reflecting his long-standing relationship with the Rockefeller family. Initially estimated at $12,000 to $18,000, the brooch fetched an impressive $131,250 at auction. The next set of 3 ruby and diamond flower brooches, created by Raymond Yard in 1952 specifically for Peggy Rockefeller, features flower-shaped designs with oval or cushion-cut rubies at the center, surrounded by pave-set diamond petals. Marcus & Company. This exquisite diamond brooch by Marcus & Company was a wedding gift to Peggy McGrath from her mother-in-law, Abby Aldrich Rockefeller. The brooch, adorned with dazzling diamonds, exemplifies the classic style of Marcus & Company, known for high-quality gemstones and refined craftsmanship. Another highlight from Marcus & Company is the stunning Art Deco sapphire and diamond brooch from around 1935, featuring 2 detachable clips. Each clip showcases 4 rows of oval sapphires framed by an arched border of round and baguette diamonds. Lastly, we have platinum earrings of unknown origin, adorned with baguette and marquise-cut diamonds. The earrings also feature large pear-shaped diamonds, weighing 3.46 and 3.19 carats, adding a luxurious touch. The detachable pendants enhance their versatility, making these earrings truly remarkable. Thank you for watching and joining me in exploring the extraordinary jewelry collection of Peggy and David Rockefeller. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more about the Rockefeller family's jewels from other generations, let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating stories about luxury, history, and royal treasures. Your support means the world to me.